Hello everyone, I'm going to tell you today about how to set up for Sarvangasana shoulder balance and to use some equipment that you have maybe, or some equipment that you might be able to utilise from your home objects such as cushions, blankets, dining chairs, things like that. So if you were doing a normal class in a studio, we would have a setup such as a pile of blankets or 4 foam blocks, or sometimes you can get those shoulder stand blocks which are 4 blocks fused into one. And the idea behind it is that you have a really good lift of the chest and the shoulders, and you can stay in the pose for longer without compressing the neck and without compressing the chest. So that lift helps you to create more opening, more lift, and more lift in the body, and you can stay in the pose for longer and receive more benefits from it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the normal setup. So if you do happen to have ordered some blocks, this is how you would set up for shoulder balance. And you would take those 4 blocks and place them into a kind of square shape, so 2 by 2 like that, going across your mat. And then you take the top part of the mat and fold it over, and if you make a short flap like so there's a bit of a gap here, and then you bring the other end over like that, and then you've got a really nice neat package that you can transport anywhere. So that's your setup for your shoulders. And then what you do is you get rid of the cat and you lie down like this, so the shoulders are on the lift but the head is on the floor, so you've got a space here between the tops of the shoulders and the edge of the blocks, and then when you go up, your upper arms, your elbows are on your lift. Okay, so that's the standard setup. And sometimes people like to have a cushion here, or a blanket here, or a block here to help you lift up from the floor. So that's the normal setup. Now, if you don't have 4 foam blocks, but you only have 2 blocks, then you have to fill in that gap with maybe a couple of blankets, but they must be the same height as the blocks. And that's because your upper arms are going to be here, your shoulders are going to be here, and your elbows are going to be here. So you need to have that the same height. So you can fill in the gap with blankets like that. If you don't have any blocks, but you have some blankets, you have some a duvet cover, any kind of throw or bit of material, it must be that kind of shape. All right, so quite wide, and again that's the same height, same depth as those blocks. And then ideally you'd have the neat edge in one place, so that's where your head would go. And then you can even put your blankets down, and maybe you've got a cushion from the sofa, or a wider cushion from the sofa, and use that in place of blocks as well. Alright, so it might be that you have to settle for a lower height, so it's just the blankets there, and again the head is on the floor, shoulders are on the lift, and then you'd go up from there. Now in terms of going up from the floor, it's a good idea to have the buttocks on something. And the reason for that is sometimes when we try to go up into the pose, it's difficult to get that lift. So having the buttocks on the same level as your shoulders will help you to lift up. And you bring your knees to your chest and you press your hands down into the floor. The other way to do it is to hold the sides of the mat. That gives you a bit more purchase. Then you tuck those shoulders under and you throw your legs over. Now at that stage, if you can't get your feet to the floor, then you have to have your feet on something to be able to adjust your shoulders. So then you'd use a chair. And of course we have nice yoga chairs, metal yoga chairs, but not everyone has access to them. So any chair, such as a dining chair, or even if you set up close to the sofa, you could put your feet onto the sofa. So let's just show you that again. So you have your shoulders tucked under, you bend your knees towards your chest, you hold the sides of the mat to pull the shoulders under, and then a big breath in. As you breathe out, throw your legs over, and then you can bring your feet to the chair. And at that point, you adjust the shoulders by tucking the shoulders under, and then bring your hands onto your back and lift a leg up. And the hands should be not where the buttocks are, but as low down towards the floor as you can. And then you're lifting one leg up and the other leg up. And then when you get tired, the chair is there for you to bring your feet down onto. Then you stretch the arms back and you slowly roll down like so. And it's a nice idea when you come down, minding your head on the chair, to just slide off so your shoulders and your head are on the floor, and then you can relax. Alright, so I hope that's sort of helpful, but if you're going to join the classes and do the inversions, have in mind that a lift is really important. You can also have the blankets like this and then fold your mat on top as well, but it must be the same length as from your elbow to your shoulder, alright, so that it's that kind of shape. See you soon.